Hello, everybody. Brian here. Just want to go over with the recent approval of these 11, I'm hearing 13 different ETFs that have been launched last week. I want to do a comparison on their performance lately and their um, management expense rate, their management expense ratio. So here is the important one on MLEFool. Okay, so there's a good chart here. If I could find it, uh, right here. Okay, so in here you could see all of the the expense ratio. You can see here, Grayscale is the most expensive. Hashdex, Invesco, Wisdom Tree, Franklin, and then you get the more competitive ones: Vanek, iShares, Valkyrie, Fidelity, Arc, and Bitwise. Now in there's no BlackRock. As far as I know, BlackRock might be at 0.25%, but a lot of these for the first month will be free up until a billion market cap, and yeah, so be aware of these. So this can be found on MLEFool. Bitcoin ETFs are here. Which one of them should you buy, if any of them? From my perspective, I'm not a big fan of BlackRock, but if you want the volume, you want to be part of where the institutions will be, it's a no-brainer. They'll be in BlackRock. So that's what I may do. I did take a position. I did amazing. I was up 12% overnight before the first opening. And then as soon as everything happened, it dipped quite a bit. So no one saw that coming. Anyways, so this is what happened here. So everything moved up, and you can see here it's collapsed, and it's been flat since. This is an hourly chart. Now, the other funny thing is, look at how flat Bitcoin is once they announced those ETFs. That is kind of suspicious, if you want my opinion. There should be a lot of movement here going on. I mean, when you look at Ethereum, looks like Ethereum's flat as well. Lots of assets are going flat. I don't know how and why. There's other assets doing fairly well. Actually, a lot of them are flat. Anyways, let's go back to our ETFs. So with our ETFs performing blah, blah, blah as bad, let's do a comparison one by one to see how they're doing. All right, so I also have here a NASDAQ article, and this includes all of them. All the 11 ETFs that got approved. So I'm going to do each one and compare which one's the better one. This last performance is a very good comparison because it will show you how the ETF handles these kind of declines. All right, so I am going to put this on the side, and we'll go through it. Okay, so the best way to do this is I'm going to look at Grayscale first. Shrink this down. Okay. Alrighty. So the first one I'm going to compare to is Grayscale. That is GBTC. So that's the standard one that's been out there. Let's see how it's performing. From what I'm seeing, it's one of the most expensive as well for management. So you can see here, here's the problem I don't like regarding these type of ETFs, trusts that are traded through the retail brokers. Here's the problem. I've said this before, and I don't like saying it all the time. When you get an ETF, look what happens. It stops trading here. Okay. And then if Bitcoin started to really collapse 25%, will you be able to close that out on your ETF? Most likely not. I put a trade in for BITO ETF for Bitcoin. I bought quite a bit. That order did not get filled until I think it was 9:30 market open the next day. So be very aware that these ETFs will go against you because they're not trading 24 hours, 7 days a week like the real Bitcoin does on real Bitcoin exchanges. So that's number one you need to be aware of. And I can't say if that can be manipulated and wiping out people, but it does put them at risk. So if you're going to do the ETF, allocate a very small percentage in that. Otherwise, you get wiped out very quickly. And it can be manipulated, I might add, too, because BlackRock invests into a lot of the crypto miners. So yeah, BlackRock has a influence there. So Grayscale is down quite a bit, an extra 7% on top of the negative 5.27. So that's not exactly great performance. So Grayscale, I wouldn't recommend, and it's expensive too. The next one is we're going to look at the IBIT. So let me pull that up and do a comparison there. IBIT. This is the big one from BlackRock, and that one's even worse. Negative 14%. You can see here, stop trading January. Yes, stop trading on Friday midnight, Saturday midnight. So if that price of Bitcoin collapsed, you'd be in serious doo-doo. It could, even if it goes up, let's say over the next 2 days, and it reverts back to this price, you would have missed out on that performance. That's why the automation's so critical when it comes to these kind of assets. But that's a huge difference there. So it's not exactly a great performance. The next one is we have ARK. To be honest, I have traded ARK, and I've done okay with ARK, ARKK. So I don't know. They've done okay for me. So this is ARKKB. Okay, so there you go, Bitcoin. Again, another big loss there, negative 9%. Not good. All right, so we go over to some of the more lesser name ones. What they're saying is going to be a massive consolidation among all these ETFs. A lot of them will not survive because they just won't get the volume. I think, as I said before, when it comes to BlackRock will own this regardless of performance. They could suck up a lot of oxygen here. So the ones I could see surviving, probably BlackRock, ARK, Invesco, maybe Wisdom Tree, VanEck, Franklin, Fidelity. All the other ones, I heard Valkyrie could be taken over by Coin Market. I can't remember who's going to take over Valkyrie, but that could get bought out. But a lot of these are too small; they'll get merged, and even some of the bigger, well-known ones might not be relevant. And then you're going to be left with BlackRock. It might be to a benefit. I don't know. Grayscale could have problems as more people put money into Bitcoin. And they also said that exchanges may not be so relevant anymore because why deal with the fees that exchanges have, namely like Coinbase, when you could put money into an ETF and have less fees? Where I've shown the expense ratios costs here in this MLEFool article. Okay, so let's continue along. So Grayscale drops the least, so that might be a saving grace for Grayscale. So the next one we got here is BitB. Let's see how BitB does. BitB. Okay, so this is Bitwise. Oh, no, we want to do a comparison here. So we want to do BitB. Okay, there's the Bitwise. That's the same. So all of these are not great performers comparatively. The next one we have is Invesco, BTCO. BTCO, Invesco. Okay, BTCO. How did this do? That one's not so bad. And you can see it's kind of popped a little bit. So this one's not so bad. BTCO. That's Invesco. Let's take a look at Wisdom Tree now. So that's the best performing one so far. I mean, Grayscale, yes, if you want to potentially look at Grayscale with its high MER. All right, so we are now looking at the say BTCO and Invesco. Okay, so that one's fine. The next one is Wisdom Tree. That symbol is BTCW. BTCW. That one's not bad. Pretty good. It's only down 11%. So that's probably your best one right there. Wisdom Tree. The next one is Van Eck. Let's see here. Okay, Van Eck, which is HODL. HODL, HODL. That one's pretty good too. Negative 0.106. So one of these specialized might be better. EZBZ. That is easy. That's Franklin Bitcoin ETF. EZBC. That one's not too good. Fidelity. Now, this could change at any time, obviously, in the next, let's say, 6 months, these performers. That one's not too good. They'll carry BRR. They'll carry. That's not too bad. Hashdex. DeFi. That's not a great name for Bitcoin. Anyways, that was DeFi. Let's see here. DeFi, title, commodity. I don't think they've got it. Oh, total, title, commodity, trust. Hashtag. Okay, that's the one. Holy moly. So this one's doing better. Who would think? That's positive. Okay, there you go. So one last one I want to show you is the earlier one, Beto. See how that's been doing. This is one I bought into. See, Beto is very close to the performance. That's probably because that's the standard one before all these ETFs. But they may get closer to performance. I don't know why they're not. But this one, the Hashdex, quite surprisingly, is the best performer out of them all. So there you go. If you like more, look at my profile to join other areas that I focus on. But this is a big move to just showcase these ones. Which ones will survive, which ones won't. I've shown this in yesterday's video. Let me change the data supplier here. This is very important to know. I'm not a big fan of it, but I want to show not the comparison now between the, let me just show you here the candles. Okay, so now we're going to look at 10-second time frame. So this is a 10-second time frame on Coinbase. 5-second, 1 second. You could see it's fairly liquid for these coins. 1 second. Okay. Now, if I go over to do the same thing, I've shown this before in the last video, but I think it's very important to know this. There's not bad liquidity volume at a 1 second level for Coinbase, whereas with Bitcoin at the futures level is not that great. So let me show you what I mean. If you go into all, here we got the futures market for CME. Switch it over to the candle again. 1 hour looks fine, but again, look at the 1 second. Very little inactivity versus Coinbase. Okay, so there's more volume being pumped in through the Coinbase exchange. One of that might be because the ETFs are using Coinbase as the guardian for those ETFs. So that might be, for instance, with the BlackRock. What I understand is that if they're the guardian, that volume on BlackRock will be put through Coinbase. So that's probably what you're seeing. So if you check back during the week, during market hours, this would probably be a lot better than what you see. But here's the CME Futures market, right? It's very dry. I mean, it picks up a little bit on the market days. You can see here on Friday, but it's still very weak. Let me do that on. So here's the. Let's see here. I'm going to go to 1 hour. Pull up during the week. So let's say we want. This got announced on the Thursday, Wednesday, Thursday. So check out that time period. So in around here was the volume for Bitcoin and the sources Coinbase. So really not much difference between a Friday or Saturday, not whatsoever. But on the futures market, yeah, there's a huge difference. But still, the exchange blows the doors. And this is not including Binance. I could look at Binance, and Binance will even be busier. But it's better to look at all the ETFs here that are listed are US based. So you want to look at probably the largest US based crypto exchange. Another one we can maybe look at is maybe there's a European exchange, like institutional level. So we've looked at this one, the CME. All these forex, they're not real. They're just CFDs, so it's not really a big market, really. Okay, here's Euro next. Is that going to be? Let me just see here. It's an ETF. Yeah, see again, very little activity on that for that European ETF. So when you look at, let's say, what was it? The BlackRock IBIT. You want to compare the volume on the ETF itself for the iShare, which is the BlackRock. So this is a little bit of activity. It's a little better. It'll probably pick up if Coinbase or if Bitcoin itself improves. So that's as good as you're going to get. If I look at this one, DeFi, let's compare the volume, because since that's a better performer, yeah, it's barely anything there. Let's look at another big one that should be, I don't know, ARKB, ARKB, fairly new. ARK has got some names, so it's okay there. Not great. Let's take a look at GBTC on the volume. GBTC as well. This is a little better. That's been around for a while. GBTC. And the last one we can look at is Beto. That's the standard. That's got the closest performance. You can see there's very little performance here. Little liquidity compared to Coinbase. So I think hopefully this will answer all concerns that you do want to be on an exchange for this, so that if there is a price collapse during a weekend, Saturday, Sunday, you can get out. If you catch it on a Saturday, you can't do that with a ETF that's trading during regular market hours. Anyways, hopefully I'll help you out. Again, if you want to know more about what I do, go to my profile, check it out, and all that. We shall talk to you later. Have a good day, night, wherever you are.